Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Assistant Treasurer. Recent collapses like Shield and First Guardian have put over $1 billion of Australians' hard-earned retirement savings at risk. How many times has the government ignored warnings from Treasury and ASIC to effectively regulate these schemes?
Call to the Assistant Treasurer and the Minister for Financial Services.
I thank the honourable member for the question, and I acknowledge his interest in this area, and I look forward to engaging with him and members across this chamber constructively on this issue. I know that this affects members across this chamber in terms of how it's affected their constituents, and I want to acknowledge from the outset how distressing this has been for many people who have lost considerable amounts of funds. There are many individuals and families who have lost a significant proportion of their life savings. I've met with victims of these collapses, and I've heard firsthand harrowing stories, and I understand how difficult this has been. Can I stress that the focus of ASIC, the independent regulator, over recent months has been to protect investor funds, and it has undertaken a range of actions to do so. It has a range of actions already underway in court. This includes actions in relation to individuals involved in the financial advisors involved in these collapses. It involves also actions against individuals involved in the managed investment schemes. Importantly, there were also significant actions in relation to the platforms, and I welcome the fact that recently there was an agreement reached between Macquarie and ASIC, which saw over $300 million returned to investors. So a significant proportion of the investors in the Shield MIS will see a full return of their capital. But I do acknowledge that there is more work to be done, and I continue to work with ASIC and with other regulators in relation to the immediate priority of protecting investor interests. What I would also say is that
Order. The Minister will pause and the member for Cowper will take his point of order.
Thank you. The point of order is on relevance. I appreciate the Minister is entitled to preamble. The question was in relation to how many times did the government ignore warnings from Treasury and ASIC?
The Minister has covered some ground. He was asked a specific question, so he won't be able to. I can't compel him to give him the number that you're requesting, but he won't be able to go too much longer because he'll need to be directly relevant, and he can choose to answer the question as long as it's being directly relevant, and so far he has been, and he has a minute remaining.
Thank you. And what I can say is I haven't ignored any warnings. When I was notified of this matter earlier this year, I very quickly sought a briefing from my department in relation to the matter. Following on from that, having found out about these matters, I wrote to APRA to receiving briefings from APRA in relation to what further actions might be needed in relation to platforms. And I've been working constructively with the Financial Services Council and with the industry on that matter. Furthermore, I've written to ASIC in relation to whether or not capital holding requirements of MISs are sufficient. And having been notified of these matters, I have asked my department to provide me with briefings in relation to how we might strengthen regulatory arrangements going forward. So what I would say to this chamber and of course to the member who's asked this question is that as we consider options going forward, I certainly look forward to working constructively with members of this House in order to find ways we can strengthen arrangements going forward.
Yeah.